governing Congress Party committed countless acts of retribution, killing and wounding thousands of Sikhs and destroying their property and business. During the ensuing government counterinsurgency operations in Punjab state from 1984 to 1995, Indian security forces committed serious human rights violations and killed, forcibly disappeared and tortured thousands of Sikhs. Importantly, Speaker, none of the architects of this counterinsurgency strategy have been brought to justice. That is the very nature of the petition and the issue that the member for Leichhardt has sought to highlight today, and I think he has done that very effectively. I had the great opportunity to meet yesterday with representatives of Sikhs for Justice, and along with the other groups such as the Australian Sikh Association and Sikh Youth Australia, I have been exposed to and enabled me to gain a strong understanding of these events and the way they have impacted on Sikh people. It was only barely a decade ago that it was explained to me at an open day at the Parkley Gurdwara that these events actually occurred. It's not something that is routinely taught in schools, despite the fact that it obviously impacts on a very large segment of our community. I believe, Speaker, that in bringing forward this petition, what we are saying is that wrongs need to be righted. And even in this Parliament and in other state parliaments, we have in the last couple of years, as in a very bipartisan way across parliaments, recognised things that have happened in history, and although we can't fully make them right in many cases, we can acknowledge that they occurred. Things like the acknowledgement of the stolen generation, things such as the acknowledgement of the number of babies that were removed from their families, not only those of Indigenous background. I think that this issue is one that stands up alongside those issues which this Parliament has seen to be so important. When one greets Sikh people, one says, of course, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I say that in the greatest respect to those here, and I wish you a very happy Diwali for the 13th of November, and all the best to you and your families.
Thanks, Matt. The question is that the House can now adjourn. I call the member for Riverina.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Privileged to open Barnabas House at Griffin on Saturday, run by Baptist Community Services. The centre can cater for up to 48 people, offering short to medium-term shelter, counselling and acute medical health facilities for the Western Riverina's most vulnerable. It was the vision of the late Val Rowe, a wonderful woman whose daughter, Melissa Barton, gave a moving address to